The Cat Connection, powered by State Farm, mtownproud.com.
It is our extended Cat Connection boys tennis today. Is James Christensen, head coach, on with us. And coach, your team off to a really good start, 5-0 on the season. You've really dominated when you've been able to play. Obviously, the weather has kind of dictated that just a little bit. But what have you kind of made from this start so far this year?
Well, so far, the guys have performed up to expectations. Starting off the year 5-0, you can't really complain about that. I'm looking forward to, kind of seeing what we have against some better competition tomorrow against Roosevelt, and then the next week as well. We'll start playing some really difficult teams, and I think that'll help us learn a lot about our guys. 1 through 6,
4 juniors. You have 2 seniors in that mix.
Yep.
Is this a really good crew to coach this year? You having a lot of fun doing that?
Yeah, absolutely. These guys are all super competitive. Practice is just as difficult as most matches. So that's been really fun to see these guys grow over the last few years. There's a bunch of really good players on the court and good guys in the classroom, off the court as well. So it's a team that's easy to be proud of.
Yeah. Only 1 match loss, is that right?
Yes, so far. Yeah.
Well, what's it mean to be going out there and dominating no matter who the opponent is, and taking each and every opponent not lightly?
Yeah, our mantra before every match so far is, it's not our job to police how good the other team is. Go in there, play our match. If you come out of that with a 6-0, 6-0 victory, so be it. If you play up to your level and it's a 6-0, 6-1, or it's even a closer match, that's fine. Look for the challenge, try and get better, and I think that'll serve us a lot, later on in the year.
Counting this year and, the past 5 years, you guys have had a sustained success and dominance, with, records well above 500 almost every single year. What does it kind of take to lead to that kind of program and have, the expectations high, but also going out there and delivering out there on the court?
I think it stems back to some guys that we've had in the past. Starting with Luke McKibben, Luke Smith, their class, Jacob Smith. Right before COVID, Jack Gruning was in there as well. They kind of set the stage, and then, they didn't get to all finish their senior year. But after that, that led right into our, sustained run of really good teams. And when you have a really good team and, that culture takes hold, it's easy for a coach to step back and, let the guys handle that. And I think it's gone pretty well. The guys have kept that culture of winning and accountability and good play going throughout these years. It just takes a little bit of off-season work, and they've been able to do that.
Yeah. Of course, you've got a quad and a triangular around the corner before you get into postseason play in mid-May. So what are you kind of looking forward to with days like this when you actually get out here on the court and are able to get some practice in?
Well, today we've got a little bit of a lineup change. Jacob Seeberger's out tomorrow against Roosevelt, so we'll play around with some different lineup situations there. And then we have a couple things that we're going to look for, just consistency, being able to sustain points for a long time. We haven't had to do that in a lot of our matches lately, so just being able to sustain points for 7, 8, 9, 10 shots is what we're going to be working on today.
Caleb Rasmussen is our athlete of the week last week. What's it like coaching him?
He's really fun to coach. He's a very unique tennis player. He's built a lot of his game himself, which has been fun to watch over those last couple of years. He's very unique compared to everybody he plays against at a high level. He plays with a slightly different spin, slightly different pace than a lot of guys that he sees, and he gives them a lot of fits. It's kind of fun to watch them get frustrated and have him come out with a victory.
Yeah, I'm sure that is, and fun for you to be able to kind of be the spectator in that aspect.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of times where we just kind of let Caleb roll because he's a very smart kid, knows how to win points. Very coachable when he's asking things, but he just has a good feel for tennis and is able to go out there and just win points.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
You bet. Thank you.
All right. That is James Christensen. When we come back, we will be joined by Caleb Rasmussen on our Cat Connection on KFJB-TV.
From the 2018 tornado to the 2020 derecho, Marshalltown has faced adversity, but our community has become stronger and mTown proud. At Tyler Pashong State Farm Agency in Marshalltown, we have options for home, auto, life, and business. Our goal is to give you choices that impact in a positive way. As we have found out firsthand, life is never predictable. but you should always be prepared. Head to mtownproud.com to see how we can best fit your needs. We'd love to talk to you about what makes you M-Town proud.
Back in on our Cat Connection with our Athlete of the Week last week, Caleb Rasmussen, off to a tremendous start. You have not lost a match. I don't believe you lost a set as well, right? I mean, it's been a really good year for you.
Yeah, not so far. This year has been pretty good. We got some tough schools for the next couple matches, but so I don't know if that will continue, but keep it going as long as possible.
That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
What's kind of led to your success in your senior year? I know you had a really good junior season where you had 10-plus match wins. What's kind of been the focus in the off season to get off to this good start?
I think I didn't grow, or I haven't been playing tennis for a long time, so I'd say I've had to kind of develop a unique way of playing to be able to compete up with some of those guys, because in a lot of ways I'm never going to be able to match their pace or their technique. So I've kind of had to figure out some ways to be able to compete with them that aren't just purely the typical tennis playing. So that's what I would contribute a lot of my success to last year and this year.
Being able to challenge yourself and develop and that kind of stuff. I mean, how much work do you kind of rely on working with Coach Christensen to be able to, fine-tune those different aspects of your game out there on the court?
So it's a pretty short season, and we don't do a ton of off-season stuff. So, I work with Coach as much as I can, but a lot of it comes down to the rest of the team, them putting in the off-season hours and practicing with me and going and hitting in those.
Yeah. So, two senior starters in the top 6 going out there. How much do you kind of embrace that leadership role and carrying on the tradition of a really strong tennis program?
Yeah, I don't know. I just try to make sure we have a fun tennis culture, and I don't know how much I lead, but just gotta try to support everyone, and no matter where they're at, and keep it positive.
You're letting your play do a little bit of the speaking, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
As you look at the rest of this year, I know you mentioned some tougher matchups coming, and then postseason. How do you kind of stay in the moment of you looking at that schedule, and like you mentioned, spring is such a tight schedule. Everything's within a month and a half, and so it flies by. How do you kind of stay in the moment and enjoy what's going on?
Yeah, I would say just that, just staying in the moment. It's easy to get stressed out with all the matches and get in your head, but I'd say just play it one point at a time. And if you're losing, try to keep it in the point. And if you have a tough school, just try to stay in that match. So.
Yeah, I saw another Rasmussen, Zach. Is that your brother?
That is, yeah. We got a match last meet. It was pretty fun. We had a doubles. Had a little bit of a rough start, but it was really fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be kind of fun to have that family aspect.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. And he was one of the ones who probably worked with me the most in the off season. I guess I worked with him too, but yeah, it's really fun to have him on the team.
Yeah. Well, what's in store for you after your senior season?
For tennis or for general?
In life.
Yeah. So tennis probably won't go too much further, but for life, I'm planning on going UNI for accounting and then pursue a career in that and maybe somewhat finance and stuff like that. That's definitely what I'm most interested in, and that's probably what's going to take up the next couple of years of my life.
Yeah, just a few. Well, good luck. I know UNI is a great business school. I went to UNI, former Panther myself, so best of luck.
I appreciate it.
That is Caleb Rasmussen with our Cat Connection, and it's all brought to you by Tyler Prashong, State Farm, mtownproud.com.